welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be showing you guys how I plan with two planners, and the way that I do this is with my PM agenda and my GM agenda. The other planners that you saw in my 2021 planner lineup are really like my memory keeping and scrapbooking and journaling books, so they really aren't like my planners. I really only use these two planners here. So I figured I would show you guys how I use both of them in tandem, because I have gotten quite a few questions about how do you use multiple planners, or why should you use multiple planners. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the video. I always start out my planning in my A5. So this is kind of where I have like the motherboard for all of our upcoming to-dos. So this A5 serves for tasks that are like further out, that don't necessarily have a due date, or do have a due date, but it's not for like several months. So I basically have a couple of things here in January that I want to do, which are book a dentist appointment and book a doctor's appointment. So I jot both of those things down on a separate notepad. Now you could opt to just jot these things directly into your inbox section, but I tend to make a lot of errors at this like moment in time, like spelling errors, because I'm just like kind of just trying to get it all out. So I prefer to do it on a notepad instead of directly into my inbox, and not everything that I put on the notepad goes in the inbox, so that's why I like using the notepad method. So I'll just go a couple of weeks out, and then I will go into our finance section, and from our finance section I will kind of look up any upcoming bills that are due again in the next 1 to 2 weeks, and I'll jot all of those things down. These inserts are by Papery Planning, and she has a whole YouTube dedicated to how to use her inserts and everything like that. So if you're interested in that, go ahead and check her out. The link is in the bio. And then from my finance section, I flip to our home section. So in our home section, again, it's just a bunch of tasks that don't necessarily have a date, but need to be done at least sometimes monthly, but like things like the eye doctor are not going to be monthly. They are going to be like annually. So I highlight like, oh, what month, we have to wait until being able to be eligible to use our insurance to get new glasses or whatever. So things like that are all going to be in my home section. So I'll jot down any upcoming events and things like that from the section on that notepad as well. Then from there, I will go into my PM agenda. So this is my everyday carry. So I don't want to carry out or around the fact that, your baby shower is in 8 months or whatever. I just I have a separate place for further out tasks. It keeps my agenda, like my everyday carry, very light. So that's kind of why I do that. But then I will jot down certain tasks in my inbox section, like a doctor's appointment, right? Even though technically a doctor's appointment will have a date, I haven't gotten that date yet because I haven't made the appointment yet. So since there's not a definitive date yet, it's just going to go in my inbox as a task or a running to-do list. And so then I'll just go through and pull out anything else that should go in the inbox section, and everything else that I put a little rectangle next to here will go into one of my weekly inserts. Then any tasks that didn't get jotted down on my inbox section are going to get jotted down into my weekly section, and that's because I know when I'm going to be doing them. So for instance, I'm going to be jotting down like clean the bathroom, sweep, mop, all that good stuff, and I'll put that all into my weekly schedule and spread it out throughout the week on certain days, and that way I know which days to do them, and that's kind of my process. And then everything else that, some things from my memo pad are like to buy, so I'll add them instead of on the weekly schedule. I'll add them on my little to-do to buy list on my weekly insert. So it is kind of more like a migrational system I did get into the planner world using a bullet journal, so I do feel like that kind of influences how I like to plan. So if this like migrational style doesn't work for you, you could definitely just have a calendar like in your home section where you schedule everything and keep everything in one place. You don't have to necessarily have two different planners. So if it kind of seems overwhelming, maybe it's not for you. And that is kind of what planning is made for. It's kind of made for you to find a system that works for you. This is just what works for me, and I've kind of been doing it for years. So it's just a system that I know and trust and use all the time. And then I do tend to use a little bit of color coding. You'll see there that I have like Target and then other if I don't know exactly where I'm going to get certain things from. So I have color coding. I also use stickers and other things like that. So you can make planning fun. It doesn't just have to be pen and paper if you don't like that look. I like to kind of add a couple embellishments, but for the most part, I do keep it just pen and paper. And really quickly, I wanted to show you guys my little task card here. It does just have all of the other tasks that I have to do weekly, like watering the plants and workout and stuff like that, that I don't necessarily want to jot down every single week. So in case you're like, oh, when does she ever like water her plants and things like that, I don't always jot it down just because it is on my task card and it's a redundant task, so it gets done kind of regardless. It's kind of like feeding the dogs. Like I don't jot down feed the dogs because I know that I feed my dogs every day. So things like that don't necessarily need to be jotted down for me at least, but I know for some people, their schedule, they do have to have that stuff. So yeah, that is how I use two planners. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and got a little bit of insight into how I plan. I will link the bullet journal system in the description down below in case you were wondering kind of what that was about. And again, thank you so much for watching. I'll try to link any inserts kind of here that you see in the description box below. Other than that, follow me over on Instagram. I'm super close to 1,000 followers, so the second that I hit that number, I will be doing another giveaway, and this is going to be one that you do not want to miss, so be sure to follow to stay up to date with that. And do me a favor, if you like this video, subscribe to my channel if you want to be part of the family and kind of learn more about planning, planners, and journaling and other crafty things like that. So yeah, stay safe, you guys. I hope to see you next time, and thank you for watching. Bye.